We're all familiar with the seventh commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. But what is adultery? Leviticus 20:10 defines it as a man sleeping with another man's wife, yet it does not specify whether the man himself is married, leaving some ambiguity in ancient Israel's legal definition. Leviticus 18:18 may resolve that ambiguity by directly forbidding more than one wife. But even if we assume it doesn't, the point still stands. Throughout the Old Testament, polygamy is consistently shown to cause harm. And from creation onward, Scripture points to God's design for marriage as one man and one woman. If you're still not convinced, the Book of Mormon clears up any ambiguity. In Jacob 2, we're told that God led his people out of Jerusalem to raise up a righteous seed that was to come from one husband and one wife. Jacob doesn't praise polygamy, he condemns it. When we reach the New Testament, ambiguity also disappears. Marriage is assumed to be monogamous. Jesus points back to creation. Paul treats monogamy as the norm. Church leaders are described in explicitly monogamous terms. There is no place where polygamy is presented as acceptable in the Christian church. So while the Old Testament records what people practiced, the New Testament clarifies what God intends. Then how does a polygamist get around the commandment against adultery? Anything that would normally be called an adulterous relationship suddenly has a simple fix. Instead of restraining desire, the solution is to add another marriage. What would have been sin is now reframed as obedience. For example, D&C 132 verse 62 justifies marrying additional virgins given to a man. In this case, he can marry up to 10, although leaders often had more. One of Brigham's wives, not a virgin though, became a plural wife to him while she was still married to her first husband. Augusta Cobb left her husband and 7 of their 9 children to marry Brigham Young as a plural wife, without first divorcing husband Henry. Henry sued for divorce, and the Massachusetts State Supreme Court granted them a divorce based on her adultery with Brigham Young. The point is this: when marriage is redefined or blurred, adultery becomes easier to excuse. Brigham felt justified in taking a married woman as a plural wife while he was also married. He may not have seen it as adultery, but the Massachusetts State Supreme Court did. Polygamy alters the adultery commandment to justify the sin and turn it into a virtue.